Hey, hi guys. So we recently built this project about how to get actionable insights from reviews. There are just few things extra I would like to discuss with you related to this project. So we built this project using OpenAI and LangChain as well. And I wanted to discuss like few gaps or few enhancements that we can do. Like it should not be like we are just building the projects and learning. It should be a little thought provoking as well, is what I feel. It should tease your brain and you should actually think about it. So that is the intention of this video. First thing, let's look at this OpenAI notebook that we have. So we have this prompt which iteratively we improved, and we added this do not give markdown. And then what we do is, we after getting this response, this string response, we do json.load as, right, on the string. But if you think about it, maybe for this example it worked, maybe for other examples it might not give like proper JSON again, and we might come back and add another instruction here. So in that case, this json.load will fail, since the string won't be like a proper JSON. So to demonstrate that, let's actually remove this. Maybe hopefully it will give a JSON now. Okay, it gave a markdown properly. So when we try to do load-s on this, it gives an error because it's the string that we are passing is not a proper JSON here. I mean, it's enclosed within this markdown tags, which makes it invalid, and we can't do load-s on this. So we should handle this in like this when we run our loop here. So in this function, what we basically do is we get response for each of the review, and each of the response we are passing it through load-s. But we should also account for such errors, so we can actually put this json.load-s in a try except block like this, so that this can be like one way to handle this case. It's like for each of the reviews, if one of the reviews does not give like proper response, which is not parsable, we just skip that review. At least we won't fail the complete system. We'll just ignore that one particular review which didn't give proper response. Another way could be to give more elaborate instructions in the prompt, so that we get like proper JSON. Or another way can be like, rather than saying it to produce a JSON, we can ask it to produce, we can ask it to generate some different structure altogether, which we can programmatically parse. So it need not be like proper JSON. By proper JSON, I mean like this puts a lot of pressure. Like it has to put a quote in a specific place. It has to put a colon at a specific place, comma. So like asking it to generate JSON, it's like puts a lot of pressure on the LLM, right? So we can ask it to give like just sentiment colon and what is the value, and then themes, and then a comma separated list, and we can programmatically using regex or something we can parse it. I link a LinkedIn post down below. It explains a little more about this idea in detail, but you can also take a step back, think about any innovative way that you can solve this problem. Like error handling is one part, asking it to generate better JSON or not JSON, and asking it to generate some other structure which you can eventually parse into a JSON is another way. But you can also think of any other ways. Really want you to think about this. The second problem here was while we are parsing this in JSON, we are still not taking into account that parsed JSON. So when we are writing this actionable insight prompt, let me take you to it. Yeah, so this is the prompt that we have to actually generate the final report given all the compressed reviews. So what we did here is we passed like this result directly as a string, but we could have done this in a better way. Like it just adds like this string format of the complete JSON or the complete result array that we have. But this might not be very intuitive for an LLM to understand as well at times. Like if this is very complex, or if this is very long, This might not be very intuitive for LLM, right? So what we can do is, let me just run this first. So it's running. Yeah, yeah. So we got the results now. It's a list of compressed review results that we have. Now, instead of giving it directly as a string, let me just take a moment and write it down. Yeah, so yeah, I finally completed writing it. So we can do something like this, like where we loop through the results that we have. We actually key into sentiment and themes, since this is a list of JSON. So we can actually key into this, make use of the parsed JSON that we have, and actually put it in a very nice readable format. So you see here, when I run this cell, we get sentiment positive, and for all these themes, we get a theme section, and then we add a new line. So this is what this loop does, and then we are just joining it using two new lines. So this is two new lines. So you see, like, it's more cleaner now, like it's more readable, and maybe LLM, for LLMs also, it's more understandable, and it can give, like, this is just like improving the prompt here, while actually making use of the JSON that we have parsed. If we want to go the previous route, where we just pass in the string of results, then you can imagine, like, this line also we can completely skip. So we don't have issues with loading it into JSON altogether. Like, we can just let it be string itself, and we can append the string itself to the results, and finally just dump everything in the prompt, like just concatenate all the strings together and just throw it. That is another way of doing this. But yeah, like, if you want to write it properly, if you have already parsed it, it's better to make use of this. Another thing is, what we can do is we can group by the, since we have like positive, neutral, negative, we can actually group themes by these categories. For example, if you see here, positive, we have product quality, and this third review also has positive and product quality. So this is like repetitive information that we are passing. So if we can just group by sentiment, and we can just pass in three fields here. For positive, what all themes are there across all the reviews, we can just union that list here itself, in the single theme section, so that it becomes even more neat. And we'll also save on tokens. So this is one small tweak that we can do in our project to do some token optimization to save us some cost. So yeah, like, these are some ways, like some innovative ways, like you can take your project to the next level, and you should definitely think more about these things. Another part was in LangChain. I realized, I think this is a mistake that I made. Let me just run this. So when we created this pydantic models, and we tried generating these format instructions, right? So if you see in these format instructions, for the theme field, items are empty. This means, like we are not giving any description about each item in the theme. Ideally, we should tell, like, theme is an array, so that is captured, but it's an array of strings. That is what is missing. And the mistake that we made is, here, while defining the pydantic object or pydantic model, we should give it like list of strings rather than just giving it list. So let me import list here. Yeah, and then here we can give it list of strings. This is how we say, like, it's a type of list with strings as its elements. And now when we get the format instructions, you see we have items and type is string here. So this is a better way of expressing, like, themes should be strings, like elements in theme should be strings. Otherwise we can leave it empty, and you saw it worked as well. but maybe with some other input in future, it might have generated something else rather than string. Another thing about JSON output parser is we need not use it to generate format instructions at all as well. Like we can just use our own instructions again, like this instructions that we came across. If you find this instructions to not be very good, we can definitely give our own instructions and still use JSON parser. So let me run this part again. Yeah, so here this is a string that we are getting, and this string is still like good JSON structure, right? So what we can do is, rather than using this string parser, we can actually use this JSON parser that we define here. So now the parser is the JSON parser, and we won't give any sort of pydantic model. So it's just a parser now that we are using, but input prompt we are still giving our own instructions rather than JSON parser generating the format instructions using some pydantic model. So we are not providing any pydantic model. And now when we use this JSON parser, rather than string, we are directly getting a JSON here. That is possible because we have included our own instructions, and still we get this JSON, and you can see like we can still key into these data structures that are there. So that is one part. Like output parsers might not just be useful for instructions. We can put our own instructions and still use parser to parse the the data structure. Internally, it might still be using json.loads. Take it as a homework. Go check out like what exactly are they doing inside JSON output parser. Are they just using loads? What if loads fails? Are they doing something else internally, which like they'll maybe retry or retry generating the response or something. So what exactly are they doing, or what could LangChain have done better to parse this as a JSON? Go check it out. So yeah, that's the things I wanted to discuss with you. One last thing about these projects is, I want you to think like we build this amazing project, right, where we go from reviews to actionable insight reports. But I want you to think like how you would have built this project if LLMs were not there at all. Like really just pause the video or stop everything and just think about the methods you could have used. You'll realize like how easy LLMs has made our lives, how easy the prompts has made our lives in solving problems. That is one part. I also want you to think about the other projects that you might have thought about in the past, or you might have even built in the past without using LLMs. How you can build those using LLMs, and how that would have made it either easy or tough or whatever. But just think about these broad aspects, like how has like if you really think about it, it's a very amazing thing that we have built in such a short duration of time. It's like a very complex problem on like deriving these insights from all the reviews that are there. We might have to we might have to deploy like a sentiment model that is there. We'll have to train a sentiment model maybe, or maybe we do some keyword search based approach or something. And there also there might have been some gaps, like some keywords are not included and so on. So really think about these things. So hopefully this video was helpful for you to actually a little bit of brain teaser kind of thing, where you think and not just rush through the course, like just implement, learn, and those things, but actually step back and like put some pressure on your brain as well. So yeah, this is good. In the next video, we'll actually start talking about chat applications. That is also very interesting, and hope you'll enjoy that as well. If you're liking these videos, consider subscribing. It's an ongoing playlist, so we'll add like a lot of videos and a lot of learnings to be done. Yeah, thank you guys.